Number 7. Choking on water. The overkill gag reflex. Ah yes, drinking water. The simplest, most essential task a human can perform. And somehow your body still manages to screw it up. One wrong swallow and suddenly it's defcon 1 in your throat. Your airway seizes, your chest convulses, your eyes water like you just watched the end of Up. And your entire body goes into full-blown chaos mode because you drank too enthusiastically. Why? Because your body has a hair trigger gag reflex. And this thing evolved back when aspirating a single drop of lake water filled with mystery parasites was basically a one-way ticket to death-ville, so your throat learned to overreact. Drastically, like a bouncer that kicks people out for wearing the wrong shoes. Anything even close to your windpipe gets eaten by a coughing fit so violent, it startles people 3 rooms away. You'd think your body would have refined this process. But no. It still assumes that every sip of water is secretly a Trojan horse full of diseases. So it shuts everything down and forces you into what can only be described as a spontaneous interpretive dance of survival. You were just trying to hydrate, but your reflexes think you're under attack from within. Number 6. Sneezing at the sun. Your brain's weird light switch. You step outside, the sun hits your face, and aku. You explode like your nose just got pepper sprayed by daylight. No allergies. No cold. Just photons triggering your sinuses like they're wired to the sun itself. This glorious little glitch is called the photic sneeze reflex, crispy, and it affects up to 1/3 of humans. Because apparently that's a thing our bodies thought was worth passing on. So what's going on? Well, it turns out the nerve pathways for your eyes and your nose are neighbors. Real cozy, sharing fence space in your face. For some people, when bright light hits the optic nerve, it accidentally fires off the trigeminal nerve, which controls sneezing. It's like your facial wiring got installed by a raccoon with a Red Bull addiction. This reflex served 0 evolutionary purpose. There's no survival benefit to sneezing every time you see daylight. In fact, if you were a prehistoric hunter trying to stay hidden in the tall grass, and every time you looked up you unleashed a nasal thunderclap, that would be bad. But here's the kicker. It's heritable. That's right. Sun sneezers tend to make more sun sneezers. It's the weirdest family tradition ever. To extrispy, you can literally pass down your optical nose confusion like it's a family heirloom. So, if your ancestors ever tried to escape a predator and instead gave away their location with a solar sneeze attack, just know you're continuing a proud, pointless tradition. Number 5. Your tummy rumbles. And not just from hunger. You're in a quiet room, maybe a meeting, maybe a first date. And suddenly, your stomach decides to sing the song of its people. Not a polite gurgle, not a demure murmur. No, to extra crispy. It's a full-blown grawaho that makes everyone turn and stare like you're smuggling a live animal in your shirt. This delightful trait is called borborygmus. Yes, that's the real name, and yes, it sounds like a Middle-earth villain, extra crispy, and while you think it means you're hungry, that's only half the story. Borborygmus is your intestines moving gas and fluids around, extra crispy, which they do all the time, not just when you're craving tacos. It's just that when your stomach is empty, those echoes are louder, like an abandoned parking garage for your digestive system. The sounds are basically your gut doing chores, loudly, at the worst possible times. Back in the day, those noises might have been helpful to signal to others that food was needed. Or maybe it just kept you aware of your internal schedule before clocks were invented. Either way, it's now mostly just an embarrassing party trick your body performs against your will. Ironically, your gut doesn't care if you're presenting quarterly earnings or trying to flirt over coffee. When it wants to speak, it will speak. Loudly. In bass. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. It means a lot to me. Number 4. Eye twitching. Your face's passive-aggressive breakdown. You're minding your own business when your eyes start twitching like it's sending Morse code for help. It's subtle at first, then persistent, then so annoying you start wondering if your face is trying to unionize. Spoiler, it kind of is. This delightful sensation is called myokemia. And while it feels like your eye is glitching out like an old bus tape, it's really just your facial nerves throwing a tantrum. The triggers: stress, caffeine, fatigue. In other words, modern life. Back in the olden days, stress meant tiger trying to eat me. Eye twitching probably wasn't a big deal, because if your eyelid fluttered, you were too busy running to notice. But now you've got inbox stress, 19 Chrome tabs open, 3 shots of espresso coursing through your veins, and the existential pressure of picking a Netflix show. So your eye rebels. Physiologically, extra crispy. It's your facial muscles getting overexcited due to misfiring neurons. Think of it like a stuck piano key that keeps dinging even after the song's over. And the worst part, there's no great fix, no heroic cure. Just wait it out. Maybe sleep more. Maybe less caffeine. Maybe don't live in a perpetual state of mild dread. Good luck with that. So while the twitch itself isn't harmful, extrispy, it's basically your nervous system's way of saying, hey, you, maybe stop pretending you're fine. Number 3. Shivers from music. Why Beethoven makes you goosebump. You hear a song, maybe it's cinematic strings, maybe it's a sudden key change in a pop anthem, and boom, your spine tingles, your arms goosebump. And your whole body gets hit with an invisible emotional hammer. It's not just you being dramatic. It's your ancient brain flipping out. This reaction is known as frisson, and it's basically a full body, wow, moment triggered by music, art, or even a powerful speech. Back when we were cave-dwelling drama queens, we didn't have Spotify, but we did need to respond strongly to emotional cues. Tribal chants, bonding rituals, danger signals. Over time, our brains got wired to release dopamine when something moves us. So when Adele belts out something devastating, or Hans Zimmer drops a chord progression that feels like it could raise the dead, your limbic system throws confetti. Frisson is that emotional fireworks show. But with shivers and the goosebumps, that's your body trying to look intimidating again. Still, because deep emotional reactions and danger responses share wiring in the brain. So your prehistoric defense system gets invited to the music party. It's like having a security guard show up to your poetry reading. So yeah, that Taylor Swift bridge that made you tear up and tingle. It's your fight or flight response, politely freaking out to the beat. Number 2. Holding your breath when concentrating. Because oxygen is optional, apparently. You're doing something delicate, threading a needle, lining up a perfect shot in a video game, or trying to plug in us the right way on the first try, which is statistically impossible. Suddenly, you realize you've stopped breathing. Why? Because your brain decided that oxygen is a distraction. This bizarre little habit is part of what's called the concentration apnea reflex, and it's exactly what it sounds like. When you focus intensely, your body sometimes just forgets to breathe, which, is kind of important. It's like your nervous system says, whoa, hua, this is serious. We need 0 distractions, including air. Now, back in the prehistoric days, holding your breath might have been a stealth move. If you were hunting, hiding, or stalking something in the brush, breathing loudly could get you eaten or ruin your dinner. So your body learned to go full ninja, freeze, focus, stay silent. But now, you're just trying to copy-paste something from one tab to another, and instead of helping, this breath-holding thing leads to tension, dizziness, and sometimes full body clenching that makes you look like you're trying to win a staring contest with your own computer. Also, fun fact, holding your breath increases CO air, which makes your heart rate go up and makes your muscles tense. So this, helpful. Reflex just floods your body with stress while you're trying to do something simple. Thanks, evolution. Real helpful. In the battle between basic bodily function and concentration, your lungs lose every time. Because breathing, that's a luxury when you're trying to drag the tool just right in Photoshop. Number 1. The jump scare paralysis. Because running in dreams is optional. Ever had that moment where you're falling asleep and then your body jolts like you just got pushed off a cliff? That's called a hypnic jerk, and it's basically your nervous system slapping you awake just as you're about to vibe into dreamland. Cozy, right? This reflex probably made a lot of sense back when falling asleep in a tree or on a rock ledge meant you could literally fall to your death. Your body evolved a just checking spasm to test whether you're really safe to sleep. If you twitched and didn't fall, great. Nap away. If you did fall, well, maybe next time don't sleep in a tree, Jeff. But in modern life, you're not exactly dangling from a branch. You're on a mattress with orthopedic memory foam weighted blankets and 3 pillows. So that muscle spasm, not necessary, not helpful, just terrifying, too extra crispy. It's your brain misinterpreting the natural shift in consciousness, falling, and going full emergency mode. It floods your body with adrenaline just in case. Which is great because nothing says relaxing bedtime like a randomized panic attack. Also, this is the same part of your brain that paralyzes your body during REM sleep to stop you from acting out your dreams, which is thoughtful, until it glitches. Ever tried to scream or run in a dream and felt like you were stuck in invisible molasses? That's sleep paralysis cousin. Again, meant to be helpful. Currently just horrifying. Your body's old safety systems don't know you're in a studio apartment with mood lighting and chamomile tea. They're still running firmware from the Jungle Survival 1.0 era. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.